The third annual Conference of Masculine Excellence has just been confirmed. And for the second consecutive year, it will be held at a world-class venue in beautiful Miami, Florida. The posh surroundings and all of the amenities you can imagine will make this event an experience of a lifetime. The CME is focused on helping men to become the best version of themselves, improve in all areas of life, as well as maintaining solid, healthy relationships with their wives and girlfriends. Anything and everything that pertains to dominating life as a man here in the 21st century will be discussed extensively. As usual, your instructors will be an all-star cast of presenters. They will cover topics like financial literacy, health and fitness, mental strength, and much, much more. Included in your ticket is live access to all speeches and presentations, a seat at the live filming of the Six, and the opportunity to converse with the speakers themselves. How awesome would it be to shake hands with some of the most influential men in this community? Breakfast on both mornings is also included, as well as a 5-course meal at the Feast of Champions. As always, the feast will be held on Saturday night and will feature some of the best cuisine in the 305. VIP tickets are also available. Those tickets include priority front row seating for all presentations, entrance to the Cigar Bar VIP meet and greet, which includes an open bar, an exclusive VIP bag, and so much more. VIP tickets are limited, so get yours before they're sold out like they have been the last 2 conferences. Got a friend who wants to come with you? Got a girlfriend or wife who wants to
Cuisine in the
attend?
305.
Are you a father?
VIP tickets are also available.
Are you a son who wants
Those
to bring your
tickets.
father? Take advantage of the +1 discount that gives you a whopping 55% off for your +1. Not applicable for VIP tickets, and your +1 must be 21 or older. Plus, as an added bonus, attendees who purchase their tickets before March 21st will get Donovan's revolutionary signature course, Womanese. That's right, guys. Every attendee who purchases their ticket within the next 2 weeks gets all 5 complete volumes of Womanese absolutely free. This course contains over 600 female translations. In addition to all of those translations, Womanese contains countless hours of instruction and explanation to make sure this invaluable knowledge will stick. This treasure trove of information and wisdom is a $700 value, but you will get it absolutely free if you purchase your ticket before March 21st. The 3rd Annual Conference of Masculine Excellence is now the undisputed official live event of the Manosphere. As always, the CME will be free of the backstabbing, infighting, and toxic leadership that has plagued other events. Donovan takes this event and the safety of his instructors and attendees very seriously. He simply will not embarrass himself or his community by engaging in the kind of behaviors that have made that other convention all but irrelevant. So if you've ever been on the fence about attending a men's conference, now is the time. If you allow yourself to be in the presence of true greatness and masculinity, you will come out the other side a better man with knowledge you will carry with you for the rest of your life. You owe it to yourself to take advantage of this incredible opportunity to increase your value and change your life forever. So join us in Miami, Florida, to join a tight-knit community of like-minded men who are focused on self-improvement and having great relationships with their women. Space is limited, so go to masculineexcellence.com to get your tickets now.
King Life, you wrong for that. You wrong for that, bruh. All right, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Let me know if you guys can hear me in the chat.
A woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. You lost your edge, she lost attraction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men cannot afford to get complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights and learn game. You're welcome.
And now your man, Donovan Sharpe.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome
A woman
to the
never belongs to
962nd
you. It's
edition of
just your
TSR
turn.
Live.
You lost your edge, she lost attraction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men
That sound
cannot
coming from
afford to get
somewhere else.
complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch,
Where is it?
start lifting
Sorry,
weights and
guys, I
learn
don't know.
game. You're
I have
welcome.
no idea where that's
And
coming
now
from.
your man, Donovan Sharpe.
All right, hang on, guys. We do it live. Give me a second. Nope, that ain't it. Huh, where is that coming from? All right, well, I guess I've got another live stream going. I can't really hear it now. It's kind of weird. Ah, well. At any rate, welcome to the 962nd edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity, misogyny, and small dick energy. It is Tuesday, May 23rd of 2023. It is good to have you in today. We are streaming live simultaneously to YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, MGTOW.tv, and of course in crystal clear high-resolution 4K to Sharpe stream. So however you're watching, wherever you're watching from, thank you for making the Sharpe Reality Live a part of your daily routine. Make sure you guys follow me on my new Twitter at DonovanHTR. Again, that is at DonovanHTR, at DonovanHTR as in how to relationship. Also, be sure to follow both of my Instagrams, at Donovan Sharpe TSR, as well as how to relationship. Make sure you also follow us on TikTok as well, at Donovan and Devin. Now, I'm actually considering doing a video game channel where I play retro games from Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and so forth, while dropping red pill truths. So stay tuned for that. That I think that has the potential to be a lot of fun. You guys know that it's very, very easy it's very, very easy to sort of get me off of my square in terms of subject matter. I'm fairly certain I probably have some form of ADHD, especially when it comes to old school games like Super Nintendo and all of that. And who knows, man? May as well take advantage of it. May as well take advantage of the love. A couple of quick announcements. First off, congratulations to our good friends Tom and Alyssa Drummond. That's right, Tom and Allie Drummond. They welcomed a healthy baby girl on May the 18th, which was, I don't know what day that was, but it was the 18th. She was 6 pounds, 15 ounces. She is an absolute cutie, and I cannot wait to fly out to Kansas to see her. So congratulations to the Drummonds on their ever-expanding family. Life-changing events. They're going to be good parents, man. They really, really are going to be very good parents. All right, so let us get down to business. So recently, Pearl did a live stream with a bunch of men and women, and they what is a high value woman? What is a high value woman? And to say that this was a good podcast is an understatement, mainly because of Dimitri. This dude dropped absolute bars on this podcast. So let's go ahead and get this party started.
Vision in their head of how a woman should be.
I'm just curious. So you said she's got to have respect. Like, what does she have to do to be a high value woman? Like, what skills does she have to have? What does she have to look like?
Well, we all know a man likes a classy woman, right?
Okay.
Not all men, but we all know a man likes a classy woman. Not someone that shows their ass off on Instagram or, does that sort of thing. So in my head, a high value woman to a man is someone that dresses appropriately and has morals.
Okay.
Whatever that means to some people.
Okay.
But
see, whatever that means to some people, you guys already starting to see the hedging, the subjectivity, the qualifying to some people, to some men?
The bar is low. That's it. That's all we gotta do.
My head is a bit frazzled right now, but
so don't sleep. All right, this is what I got so far. Don't sleep with 20 people. Don't have your butt on Instagram. Be in shape and be respectable. That's it. Okay, that's fine. I'm just taking from the past.
There's some more there, you know?
I'm just repeating back.
I feel like it'll come back to me.
It's okay. Okay, what do you think? What is a high value woman? And does it exist? Because some people don't believe in it, so it's up to you.
Now, here's the deal. This is the way I see it. And I think, and I'm actually going to give Devin credit on this. There is no such thing as a high value woman. Okay? Women do not bring nearly as much value to the world as men do. Well, women give birth. Yes, they do. But no sperm, no baby. Like, we really need to get away from this whole, women are the cradle of life. No, you need sperm to make a baby. You need sperm to make a baby. So let's get that out of the way. But what Devin said is that there's no such thing as a high value woman, yet a high quality woman. And I agree with that 100%.
It has to exist, but it's completely different to what makes a high value man. I think women judge a high value man based on the things that we want and what we look for. So a high value woman has to be based on what they want, right? She's speaking like a woman in her 20s. Women in their 20s go for what they want. Women in their 30s go for what they need. And what men are looking for, which is going to be completely different. So it would be younger women, 22, 20, in shape, not got everything out on Instagram, and low body count, wants kids, wants family, wants a husband, doesn't want to go out on girls' holidays.
Oh, there we go.
All those kinds of things.
Based. Okay, what do you think? High value woman?
No, I don't believe there's high value women. I believe value's contextual.
Okay.
So it's all very dependent on what you see. At the end of the day, you could have a woman who is or what society deems as overweight, and a man might value that really highly because that's what he...
Wait, what? What did this nigga just say?
Is, or what society deems as overweight, and a man might value that really highly because that's what he...
Oh, hell no. No. Sorry. Oh, wow. I was on this guy's side until he started opening his mouth. Let me get one thing. Let me make this perfectly clear to all of you. Men don't want fat chicks. They don't. Playing with my newfangled mixer here. Dude, men who have options don't go for the whales. They don't. They just don't. Men with options go for more attractive women. I don't know what and when he says contextual, he's using that incorrectly. What he means to say is that value is subjective, but value is not subjective. Value is objective. Now, there are many different kinds of value, but value is not subjective.
He wants, it all depends on somebody's experience. So I don't believe there's high value women. I believe that there are women who want to put out certain ways about them. And if that's what they want to do, then that's awesome. And there are women who are going to do what they're going to do, and men will still idolize and worship them anyway. That's what.
Yes, but the problem is that the men that idolize and worship these 304s are not the men that 304s want, thereby completely destroying his contextual argument.
I believe anyway.
Sorry, can you explain that again?
So value is contextual.
Right.
So it depends.
Value is not contextual. He is wrong about that.
On how someone will perceive that woman. So somebody might look at, I don't know, the Queen and see she's high value because she's head of the monarchy and she owns Windsor Castle and all the rest of it. Some of us look at the Queen and think, I can't stand her. I don't like her.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Isn't it King Charles now? Because remember, while Queen Elizabeth was on the throne, it was God Save the Queen. Now it's God Save the King.
At all, she's not high value to me.
Okay.
Whereas somebody may look at somebody that lives within a council estate, and they may aspire to be with a woman like that.
But you don't think there's like
a whoa. Well, hold on. I understand what he's talking about. He's Prince William and Kate Middleton, right? Kate Middleton came from, a good family. Obviously, Prince William comes from the aristocracy, right? Unfortunately, his younger brother Harry did not make that choice, and we are now seeing the consequences of his actions. But neither one of these women are whales, and no one's going to marry Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth didn't become a queen just because. Queen Elizabeth became a queen because she was appointed by the king when he took her on as a wife. So she was given her value by the king.
Like general things that most men might look at, I don't know, Margot Robbie, Beyonce 20 years ago and say, like, the high value or good looking. Like, you don't think there's general things that men want?
Good looking doesn't mean high value, though.
Mm-hmm.
There's loads of people that are good looking. It doesn't mean that they're high value. So at the end of the day,
I'm just wondering if it starts there, at least for guys.
No. So
oh, wow. It definitely starts there. See, here's the deal. The older you get, the less important a woman's looks are concerned. However, just because you get older and looks become less important does not mean that they're not still important. If you're a man with options, a woman has to be sexually attractive first before you can even think about starting a short, middle, or long-term relationship with her. That is where it begins and ends. Let me repeat that. That is where it begins and ends. No, looks aren't the only thing. Looks are definitely not the only thing. But if a woman is a whale, if a woman is 300 pounds, then guess what? I'm never going to know she's feminine. I'm never going to know she knows how to cook. I'm never going to see her as high value because I'm not sexually attracted to her. Men must be sexually attracted to a woman before we consider having a long-term relationship or even a short-term relationship with her. Like, miss me with this. Well, some guys like whales. The guys who like whales are men who can't date women other than whales.
I can only talk for myself, but for me personally, looks doesn't necessarily then equate to high value. I've seen women that are what people classify as 10s, and their values are -10. So at the end of the day, to me, it's contextual, very, very contextual.
Well, I'm not saying it's just like, I'm saying it's not looks alone, but like that it would start there. Like, I don't think you can be like 300 pounds and be high value as a girl. I just think it doesn't.
Depends on who's looking. I know men that want 300-pound girls, and they deem them to be high value.
So, no, that's cap. I'm sorry. No. You see, the men that guys, let me. This is insane. I cannot stand it when we're talking about generalities, and it never fails. There is someone who comes in with I know someone who X, Y, and Z. Gentlemen, I know someone is not a defense. It's not a debate ender. Every single time we tell these girls about marriages on the decline and blah, I know someone who's been married for 50 years. Exceptions do not make the rule. This dude wants us to think that he knows men who actually likes whales. Men don't like whales. We do not like them. There are some men who date whales because, that's really all they can date. And a man who has a whale, that's not a preference. That's not a preference. Maybe it's a fetish. And even, dude, the kind of fetishes that men with options have never have anything to do with whales. I'm just sorry. That's just how it is. I don't care what you say. I do not care what you say. I know someone who is not a defense. I know someone who is not a debate ender. Stop it.
It just depends. In my opinion,
I think usually those guys can't get laid by anyone else.
Very true.
Dude, I'm trying to tell you. There you go. I'm telling you, man, people dog pearl all the time. But guys, what you have to understand is that women are naturally red-pilled, y'all. Women know this stuff. They pretend not to be so they can get away with their bad behavior, but Pearl knows.
I don't see the rich men bringing the whales to functions.
Thank you.
Very, very true. But then we're not looking at it from a men's point of view. We're looking at it from a women's point of view. So the question.
Yes, unfortunately, whatever your name is, mister, it's not the woman's point of view that matters on the dating market. The point of view that matters. I don't know why I keep switching back to low definition. The point of view that matters is ours. We are the market. Oops, sorry about that.
You asked it's what do people deem to be a high value? So I'm not looking as a high value man, looking as a high value woman. I'm just looking at what a high value woman is.
That makes no sense.
I was thinking of it from the men's point of view because I'm just looking what the most sought after men tend to pick, which isn't fat chicks.
Okay, so
thank you.
If we're looking at it from that way, the most sought after men, no, they wouldn't necessarily pick that. Although
they wouldn't pick that.
Some men have some really crazy fetishes, so they may say that they don't want these women on the surface.
Nah, look, man, men with options have crazy fetishes. They don't involve whales. Miss me with that.
But then what they're doing behind closed doors is they've got
every king had concubines.
Very
but
true.
That doesn't make her a queen,
No, doesn't at all. But he might deem that woman, so the high value woman might be the one that he puts on a pedestal, but then he might deem the woman that he's sleeping with that's 300 pounds high value as well.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So you mean to tell me the dude has a main chick, but then he has a side chick, 300 pounds, that he considers high value? Dude, stop it. See, now we're grasping at straws.
He needs at the time that he needs it.
He's
so
arguing like
it's
a
all
woman.
very contextual.
Yeah, but I would think you'd have results to show. You know what I mean? You'd have a ring or a house.
Some concubines have rings.
They might.
Yeah, not 300-pound concubines, buddy. Sorry.
But I don't really see them bringing the concubines out in public. They're usually in the back,
I agree with that. That I agree with. They don't bring those concubines, but those concubines get to live in the ivory tower. Yeah. And they're quite happy with it as well. So, yeah, to me, it's contextual.
Okay, what do you think? Do high-value women exist?
Yeah. High value women does exist, because
do exist.
Yeah.
See, he doesn't know. He knows high value women don't exist. He knows they don't exist, but he's in a room full of women, so he's afraid to say it.
First time being on this set, so I get me. So I have to, So what was the question again?
All right, so what is a high value? Do high value women exist, and what is a high value woman?
So a high value woman is like a girl that got themselves put together, like that go out there every single day to work on what they love.
Oh my god!
And also like doesn't party all the time, and yeah, that's what I got.
So she works hard but doesn't party all the time. Got it.
So is Oprah a high value woman?
No, not really.
She does what she loves every day. I don't think she's a big partier. She doesn't seem like it. Oprah, high value, no.
Hell no.
Yeah, but no. At the same time, innit?
There is no
Okay.
yeah.
I think
but no.
yeah. I think yeah.
There's just some of you guys, the bar is like low. Like,
Dude.
wow.
Guys, listen, what Pearl just, I don't think these men are being honest, number one, right? But what Pearl just said is true. This is indicative of the average standards of modern men. It's ridiculous. So if she has a job and doesn't party, that makes her high value, dude. No wonder you guys are getting played. This is your competition, boys. This is your competition.
Don't really, yeah. It's all right.
It's like with this, everyone here is a high value.
Right. And if everybody's high value, then nobody's high value.
I think it depends, though. Like, because like there's women out there that works to separate themselves.
Are you kidding me? They're saying woman. I'm not gonna go off on a tangent, guys. I'm sorry.
And the rest, which is why I can appreciate that. You know what I mean? But obviously, we're all like humans. We like what we like. But
Pearl, if you're watching, where the fuck did you find this guy? Like, where did you find this guy? Where did you find these dudes?
I believe like there is high value women out there. There is women that really go out there and gets it. They really put in the work to be to a high level.
What kind of work? What kind of work? If he's talking about 9 to 5, no, he's wrong.
Yeah, I guess like what you
Viking Paradigm says the bar's so low it's in hell.
you guys, most of you, not you, but are describing. It's just like it's very like a low bar. Like we don't really got to do much. You might be right. I'm just asking the question. What do you think?
Is there a high value woman?
Or do high value women exist? If so, who are they?
I hope that lasts.
Well, so this is an interesting question. I pondered about this a little bit too because there's a lot of people that will ask like, oh, high value men. So that's the other side of it is does a high value man exist, right? People are like, what's a high value man? Well, that's an easy question to answer. It's just a high value man. First of all, who measures value? Like we have to have an objective standard. We can't be delusional and be like, everybody likes different things. Well, if this girl's into this kink.
Okay, this must be Dimitri. This must be Dimitri. Because, dude, I'm reading in the comments, Dimitri's a real one, and so I think this is probably Dimitri.
Then she's a high value woman. It's like, is she high value because you're into crapping in her mouth and she takes it? That makes her high value? That's absolutely crazy. A kink doesn't make a person high value. It makes them a sexual object. I can buy a sexual object, and if I can buy it, it's not going to be a lot of value in the marketplace because there's a lot of dudes that can buy it. So who...
Uh-oh. This is Dimitri. And Dimitri is coming out swinging.
Determines value?
The market.
That's an interesting question. And the answer is it's the market that determines the value. And like for people who don't know what...
I swear to God, man. I swear to God. Dude, I say this all the time, guys. We don't get to determine our value. The market determines our value. Just like women. Women don't determine their own value. The market determines their value. Men determine a woman's value. Women determine a man's value. Right? You can think you're high value all you want to. But if you're not useful to other men, and if you're not attractive to other men, to other women because you're useful to everybody, then you're not high value, fam. Sorry.
That means it's like, buy my house for $1 billion. It's like, but this house sucks. Yeah, but I determine my own value. It's $1 billion. How many people buy that house?
Nobody.
0 people. Who determines the value of a house? The market. What does that mean? It's the willing number of buyers that are going to pay the maximum price, and the highest bidder usually wins. So the value has to be determined by the highest bidder. That's how things work in life, right? So a high value woman would be a woman that is sought after by the highest bidder, the highest bidding man. Now, this is a really interesting question because this is I actually had a really interesting discussion with a friend of mine about this. Like, what does it mean to bid on a woman? See, this is where women get confused, right? Because women are like, oh, a lot of guys want to sleep with me and they DM me, so I'm a high value woman.
There you go.
But that's a misnomer in the value marketplace, and there's a really easy answer for that, right? Like here's.
Okay, he already has my respect because he just dropped misnomer.
Here's a question for you guys: how many people in the world today can go pay cash and buy a Ferrari? Is that a lot or a little?
A little.
It's a little. How many people can save up for a little bit and rent a Ferrari for their wedding or their graduation?
A lot of people.
Quite a lot of people, right? So women are like, oh, these dudes are hitting me. I'm high value. It's like, no, you're a rental car. You know, a lot of guys can.
Whoa! Dude, this guy is Dude, hold the fucking phone, man. Hold up. I won't give him Mike Tyson. Dude, this is bull charge type shit, man. Holy smokes. Like, this guy is dropping bombs.
Save up and rent a nice car for a day. You're not high value. So a high value cannot be a rental car. A high value has to be an owner car. So a high value woman, by the definition of the market, is just what is the highest status or the highest value or most desired, because that's how men's values marketed, you know. What is the highest value man that is willing to give you what?
A ring.
A ring, there it is.
Bingo.
It's the highest value man that's willing to give you.
Look, man, dude, just because a bunch of men want to give you the D doesn't mean they want to give you the C, which is commitment, right? Women, and this is something modern women do on a regular basis, is they conflate sexual market value with relationship market value. They mistake a man's desire to smash her with a man's desire to commit.
Your ring. So if you can get dudes that want to hump you but they don't want to give you a ring, you're not high value.
Thank you.
And that's the answer. Do high value women exist?
Thank you.
Yes, because I'm married for 10 years with 4 kids.
And she ain't 300 pounds, is she?
And I know a lot of other dudes that are doing pretty darn well that are married to these women.
But then it goes back to what I was saying before, so it's contextual.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. It's not contextual. He wants to say subjective, but that's the word he's looking for. It's not contextual, bruh.
It's like...
Oh, yeah, Ice Dragon Kid says they get plenty of C, Don. LOL. Cop. My mistake, Ice Dragon Kid. Appreciate that.
I could say my mum's high value, but my mum's done a lot of stuff that other people would have deemed to be high value.
We're talking about the dating market, buddy. We're not talking about... See, I hate these disingenuous arguments, especially from women. Well, I might not be high value on the sexual marketplace, but I'm high value human. Are you saying that we don't have any value as humans? We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. Dude, Mother Teresa helped millions of people. She wasn't exactly a looker, right? Not too many people lining up to smash Mother Teresa. I mean, I know that sounds blasphemous, but that's what we're getting at here. We're talking about the sexual marketplace, the dating marketplace. Like, dude, guys like this, man, I absolutely cannot stand. Absolutely cannot stand this guy. Real quick, I want to make a sort of a quick announcement here. There it is, the base that ate Miami. Now you guys know what I'm looking at here. No, that's the sale. As you guys all, as a lot of you guys know, I'm good friends with Caitlin Kempton, the star of Womanese. She rescued the Minneapolis podcast when just about every one of my prospects flaked. She managed to round up so many people, we almost didn't have enough chairs. Anyway, she has an autoimmune disease called ulcerative colitis. And for about 2.5 years, give or take, she's had a bunch of surgeries, checkups, procedures, poked and prodded and so forth. She ended up having to get a colostomy bag. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But all of these procedures and surgeries all led up to what will hopefully be her last surgery dealing with this. So she's had a colostomy bag for the better part of a year or so, give or take. And this past Saturday's surgery will, finally eliminate the need for a colostomy bag. So she will be able to poop like a normal person. Now she has been vlogging about her entire experience to bring awareness to UC ulcerative colitis. So if you guys would, give her a follow on IG. Give her a sub on YouTube. Give her a sub on YouTube. Just search Caitlin Kempton. And just wish her a speedy recovery. I'm not asking you to do anything. Just wish her a speedy recovery. Give her a follow. Now, a lot of you guys are probably thinking, well, why should I follow a chick? I don't know. Well, you don't have to do anything. But might I remind you guys, she is the star of Womanese. Without her, the course doesn't exist. Yes, she was reading a script, but that does not negate the fact that she has, whether she realizes it or not, she has indirectly helped thousands of men understand what women are really telling you when they communicate verbally. So again, guys, do her a solid. Give her a follow. Give her a follow on IG. Give her a sub on YouTube. Thank her for her contribution to this men's community, and wish her a speedy recovery. I think that she would appreciate that very, very much. Let's continue.
My mom, she raised me.
Yes, but we're talking about sexual market value. We're not talking about do I love my mother. It's a totally different argument.
Thank you.
I get that, but where I come back is that what you're saying is basically what I put in a nutshell is contextual. So you can be married. So it's what
it's a circular logic, guys. There's no
you're
argument
saying
with this.
is that basically it's a woman who a man's willing to put a ring on. So
well, you're right.
A man might be willing to put a ring on somebody that's £300. So
listen,
no, bruh. Oh my God. Here we go. A man might be willing to put a ring on a woman that's 300 pounds. What the fuck is he talking about? What is he talking about? The only men that are willing to put a ring on a whale are men who can only date whales. There are all kinds of black dudes over on NiggaTube. Oh, I'd never date a white girl. Yet they spank the monkey to white girls on spicy movies. They buy OnlyFans from white girls on OnlyFans. They follow the Instagrams of white girls. The reason why they say they don't like white women is because, well, they don't have the game to get them. That's really what it comes down to.
Listen, I know guys, and I'm going to bring them to Pearl's show on Saturday, by the way, if you guys are going to watch. I hope it's going to be amazing. I know guys worth $100 million. Like, I was with one just the other day at my place, and Henry was filming us having a conversation. It's like, no dude is like, I've made $100 million. Now it's time to bag me a 300-pounder, and my life is complete.
Bingo. Yeah, this is definitely Dimitri. Yes. Dude, if you're worth $100 million, if you're worth $1 million, you're not wifing up a whale, fam. It's just not going to happen.
Zero men, not even one man is thinking that.
Do you know, I think then, again, it's contextual because...
See? Again, it's contextual. When you start talking about, well, in my experience, or contextual or subjective, you can't argue with these people. You can't, because they always go back to contextual. No matter, it does not matter. What's always going to be contextual. Bruh, my nigga. Men with options aren't wifing up fat chicks. Come on. I can't stand when people argue like this. This dude doesn't like fat chicks, so what the fuck does he think anybody else does?
I can go to my place of heritage where I know a man who is incredibly rich, and his woman is over 250 pounds. And that's his wife.
No, bruh, nah, nope, fuck that. Don't buy it. I don't buy that shit. Now this nigga's lying. I cannot stand when people lie to try to win an argument. He says, go to my place of heritage. Really, where are you from? Why don't you drop the name of the place that you are from? Like, this is bullshit. This is all cap. You do not know someone who's worth a lot of money who wifed up a woman who is 250 plus pounds. Fuck out of here. Don't nobody believe that.
And he parades her everywhere.
Oh,
and
good.
He's very happy.
Jesus fucking Christ. So not only is he married to a woman who's 250 plus pounds, he parades her everywhere. 1,000% cap.
To do it, and the concubines
parade's probably the right word, yeah.
And the concubines that he has are women who other men would deem high value.
How long have they been together?
15 years.
Okay, yeah, but was she like that when he was he rich then?
He was rich.
And he picked a fat chick.
And he's always picked women that are larger because that's his thing. So
that's bullshit. Sorry, don't buy it. I don't buy it. So this is funny. So he's always been rich. Women know they like going after rich men. So let me get this straight. He's got thin, in-shape women throwing themselves at him because he's rich. Your words, not mine. But he turned them all down for a 300-pound whale.
Stop the cap.
Bullshit. That's bullshit. He is lying.
Again, it's contextual.
But that's not
contextual. No, it's not. It's objective. Men of means do not wife up whales.
Value. It's like, yeah, some guys like, a shitty car that breaks down because they're into this vintage shitty car, but that's not the market value. That's just the guy, right? You're applying group statistics to an individual, which is fine. And I agree with your argument. You're like, well, my mom is high value because she does a lot of good things for me, her kids, society, etc. I get that. Obviously, in the context of this show, we're talking about sexual market value.
Thank you.
Right?
and relationship market value.
Now, if a guy likes a whale, let me say this: that's a terrible strategy for a woman to employ in her life. Like, well, some guys like me if I'm 300 pounds. It's like, yeah, but that's not maximizing for success.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow. Whoa. That is incredibly profound, guys. If there were so many guys out here looking for whales, why are there so many weight loss products? Huh? Right? Girls know that guys don't want whales. They know this. They know that guys know that they know that they know that they don't want whales. And what Dimitri just said here was fantastic. That's a terrible strategy. Well, a small percentage of men like big women, so let me get as big as I can so that, sorry.
At that point, you're just a disabled parking spot, right? Like, guys will park with you, but they'll check if anyone's looking first.
That's the point. Would you...
Oh, my God, this guy.
Yeah, I've got kids.
Have you got a daughter?
Yeah, I've got 2.
If you were going to give her advice, just generally, because if you've got a son...
Don't be 300 pounds. That would be the advice that I give her.
You tend to give your kids advice on how to grow up and be a good man. If you were to advise your daughter... Your recommendation would probably be to, just get as fat as you like, because some man out there will love you.
Yeah,
you want your child to kind of aim,
Yeah. There's no kind of about it. You want your kid to aim for the highest value man possible. Olivia, Devin's niece, she just started working out in our gym. She's in our gym 5 days. Well, she's in our gym 4 to 5 days a week. 4 to 5 days a week. Dude, she walks over from her mom's house, comes over, she pushes iron, dude. She pushes iron. And you know what came out of her mouth the other day? I know my value. She said it. I know my value. She says, I know I'm pretty. I'm still a virgin. I'm going to lose my virginity to my husband, and I'm going to be in good shape. I was like, holy shit. I could not believe it. I absolutely could not believe it. And guys, let me just make this very clear to you. So Olivia's 15 years old now. Okay? She is beautiful. She is beautiful. When she gets to be 18, 19, 20 years old, she's going to be a 10, guys. She is absolutely attractive. So Devin and I, we went to Philly a couple weeks back. Asked her mom Kathy to let her come with us for the weekend. We're walking down downtown Philly. Not a single man didn't look in her direction. Not a single one. She also met the Savo brothers. Y'all. She met the Savo brothers. And Kevin kind of took me. We're walking down the street. He's like, yo, what's it like keeping her safe? I said, dude, when she's here, it's a hard job. Kevin says, yep, I see why. 100%. And I told her, I said, look, man, what you're saying now are what women like to say when they're 35, not 15, right? When's the last time you heard of a teenager saying, I know my value, so I'm not going to do what my friends are doing? That's what it's all about. You got to, dude, mothers and fathers are failing their daughters. You just got to be straight up with them. Even when Olivia was younger, I used to tell her all the time, dude, if you're looking for a good guy, they're not going to like you if you're fat. That's just all there is to it. That is all there is to it. Dude, now she's leg pressing 120 pounds. Like, she is serious with it. And the reason she's doing this is not only to stay in shape, but she says, I'm doing this specifically so that I can build good habits while I'm young and attract the highest value man I can. What? I was like, say what? I could not believe what I was hearing. This is an important time. This is when moms and dads have to start having these conversations with their kids. Don't be afraid to hurt your kids' feelings. Hey, Junior, you're a fat ass. Go in there and hit the gym. Let's continue.
Yeah, do you know what?
I think of getting a good man.
I know my viewpoints are very different to most people. So
no, they're not. Your viewpoints are bullshit. This man does not believe what he's saying.
Just generally.
We could look at things.
Hashtag Donna DeMarco, yeah, right?
Holistically, of course we can. We could look at things holistically and look at it, and at the end of the day,
right? And we have to on a show,
yeah.
Because on a show, it's not about individuals. Like, we're talking about society in general.
Yeah.
What do you think? High value woman?
Definitely exists. Yeah.
Dev, what's for dinner tonight? What's for dinner tonight? I don't think we've chosen. We had steak tips over mashers last night. Oh my god!
From like listening to everybody, I'd list looks, body count, probably important.
Yep.
For me, intelligence definitely high up there. Yeah. Loyalty is a big deal.
Now, when we say intelligence, I don't need a genius. I don't need a woman with a degree. I need a woman who can hold a conversation, who can comprehend. We all know what we're talking about. Listen, man, I've dated dumb girls before. It's not fun. But here's the deal. I'd rather date a dumb hottie than a smart fatty.
And nurturing.
Yeah, Roderick says this dude is trying to impress the panel. 1000% I agree. Guys, this is why these shows are important. Because men, when they get on these panels, that's the difference between guys like me and Myron and all those guys and everybody else. Everybody else, they see an attractive woman and they're on the panel and they're automatically trying to fuck them. No. I'm not, and Myron says it all, look, I'm not trying to fuck you guys. I'm not your man. I'm going to tell you like it is. This guy is he's trying to impress the panel. So, well, my mom is high value. Oh, shut the fuck up, dude.
For sure. If I would list a few things.
How many bodies does a girl have to have for high value to go off the table? So she longer, yeah, I know you said.
Ooh, Devin, put it on the poll. Put it on the poll, Devin. Put it on the poll. How many bodies does a woman have to have? What is the body? What is the line of demarcation, the number of dicks in her life that takes her from high value to low value? Let's go 1 to 10. Let's go 1 to 10, 11 to 20. 21 to 30 or 30 plus.
20. He's got a generous man over here.
Oh my God, 20.
What do you think?
Whatever the guy thinks, like whatever.
I'm asking what you think.
Oh.
Personally, for me, I feel like body count shouldn't matter, but I feel like.
Of course, body count shouldn't matter. You want to know why? Because you have a high body count. You know what Olivia says? She says body count absolutely matters. Body count absolutely matters. You see, the less bodies a woman has, the more she'll acknowledge that, yeah, body count matters. The more bodies a woman has, the more likely it shouldn't count. Yeah, bitch, but it does. And you know it does. Stop it.
If there was a number... I don't want to say because, like, I have friends with higher body count, you know? Well, I don't want to, like...
Yeah, high value...
Wait. Hold on. Let me make sure I got that straight. She just contradicted herself. Or maybe not. Hang on a second. Let me look.
If there was a number... I don't want to say because, like, I have friends with higher body count, you know?
Okay, so... she said body count shouldn't matter. But, hang on a second. Just give me a second, guys. I want to make sure I get this right.
Thinks, like, whatever.
I'm asking what you think.
Personally, for me, I feel like body count shouldn't matter, but
Okay, so she says body count shouldn't matter, which means that she is acknowledging indirectly that it does matter. Body count shouldn't matter, in parenthesis, but it does. Women should reward good behavior, but they don't. Women should punish bad behavior, but they don't. Okay, so at least she's acknowledging it. Well, she's indirectly acknowledging it.
I feel like if there was a number, I don't want to say because, like, I have friends with higher body count, you know? I don't want to...
Whoa. If body counts... See, this is the thing. This is why she doesn't want to say what her friend's body count is. Because this is why we know she knows body count matters. Because if body count did matter, if body count really didn't matter, then she would have no problem telling us what her friend's body count is. But she knows. She knows that body count. She knows body count matters. That's why she's not ratting out her friends.
High values. It's like saying I'm not a millionaire. Not everyone can be a millionaire. Not every girl can be high value. It's not an insult. If I say to you, you're not a millionaire, are you insulted?
No.
So if I say you're not a high value woman, it should be insulting.
Yeah, but she knows it matters.
I honestly don't know. Like,
see,
I feel like every man has.
See, she knows it. She knows it matters. That's why she's not saying anything.
Has their own. Like he said, 20. Like some guys don't care about body count.
Oh, we all care about body count for long-term relationship potential. When it comes for one-night stands and hookups, we don't give a damn.
Okay, I know, but I'm asking what you think. Okay, what about you had a brother?
Yeah, I have a brother.
Okay, so for his girlfriend, what's the most?
She's still not.
I'm not sure, but
Dude, she knows.
Thinking the same, like 20 as well.
All right, 20. Okay,
yeah.
What do you think?
Y'all, 20's that's a lot of bodies, y'all. Ay, ay, ay.
I don't think body count matters one bit because we're all born with, private parts and stuff, and they're there to be used. If you want.
This woman has literally every red flag under the sun. Holy God, it's time to blow this up like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Wow. Get a load of this chick. Get a load of this chick. I'm going to blow her up on the screen here. I'm going to blow her up on the screen so that we can all have a nice clear view of this 304. So we've got 3 nose rings. We got the bull ring and then 2 other nose rings. That's a red flag. Now, nose rings can be removed, right? Let's move a little further down. Up, there's the neck tattoo. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. This chick has a neck tattoo. A neck tattoo disqualifies a woman for long-term relationship potential with men of value. It's completely disqualified. Then, of course, she has this chest tattoo. So, of course, she doesn't think body count should matter because she's obviously a hoe. Only hoes say body count definitely doesn't matter because they know it does. So what's your body count if it doesn't matter?
Do that of 100 people a week. Do that. It's there for a reason. It's there to be pleased on both ends. If you have a vagina,
use it.
And I just don't think we're in a
that's great logic. Yeah, we were meant to have sex with randoms. Got it.
Generation now where really body count, like...
How's it working out?
Why are you nodding? Oh my God.
But this is what I mean. This is what I mean. It's different for everyone.
I'm going to give you stats. I'm just curious if it'll change your opinion. So a girl, if she's a virgin on her wedding night, 80% chance of a happy marriage. If she sleeps with more than 5 people, do you know what it drops down to?
Very low.
20%.
Okay, well, there you go.
So knowing that, you don't think that it would be better for a guy to pick a girl that has an 80% chance of a happy marriage and that would make her more valuable than the girl that slept with 100 people? That's like I don't even know 100 people.
Just an example.
It's an example, but it's true.
I guess when you put it like that,
you found 20 dudes you couldn't keep. You couldn't keep 1 out of 20.
But you know what though? I do know quite a lot of people where they don't want anything serious and they like doing that. And that.
Oh my God! Oh my God! This woman is definitely a hoe. Listen, we didn't need it. We didn't need her. You didn't need me to tell you that. But the reason why she thinks that there are a lot of guys who are only looking for one-night stands is because you have a chest tattoo, a neck tattoo, and about 30 rings in your nose. That's why.
Actually enjoy it. And maybe it doesn't make them higher value, but if that's what someone enjoys, go do it.
Yeah, right. Hey, look, I agree with her, but just understand, Miss Nose, actions have consequences.
Oh, yeah, so first of all, notice that these girls are actually arguing against each other, but they don't realize it, right? Mm-hmm. Because this young lady here, she's like, I don't want to say a number because I have friends above that number. Are you insinuating that being above that number is going to be somehow offensive to your friends? Like, you're literally...
Unbelievable. There you go. That's exactly what I said. If she honestly, and again, she didn't say body count doesn't matter. She said it shouldn't matter. So I'll give her a pass on that. But she said it shouldn't matter, which means she indirectly said it matters, which is why she's not going to be forthcoming about the body count of her friends. And I can't say I blame her.
Really saying that high number is bad, my friends will feel bad about themselves and I'll make them look bad. Well, if numbers don't matter, wouldn't they just not care? Just tell us what's that number. Tell us how many bodies is too much, so that your friends aren't going to get offended because your friend here said that it doesn't matter, does it?
There you go.
No, I agree with her. Like, I feel like body count shouldn't matter, but I'm saying...
No, you said, see, she's straddling. She says, I feel like body count shouldn't matter, but she knows that it does. She knows that it does. That's why she's not going to rat out her friends.
Like,
and yet you won't tell us.
There you go.
And yet you won't tell us what that number is.
I don't know what's a high number for.
No, you said, well, my friends are going to get offended because they've had more bodies. Are you insinuating that more bodies is bad? Because that's what it sounds like.
Wow, no. This guy's a
really?
savage.
Then tell us what's that number.
Like I said, like
20?
I don't think. Gotcha, bitch. But like no, because she said if my brother was to marry someone, like what would his like body count would be with that woman? So I wouldn't know. But I feel like body count shouldn't matter. I said,
this woman's not too bright. I don't think she's quite comprehending.
A guy cares about a woman's past or how many guys they slept with. But
I got a question. Did she not? Did I hear her wrong? Correct me, guys, if I'm wrong. Did she not say 5 minutes ago? She said that I don't want to say a number because my friends might be offended because their numbers are higher. Does that insinuate that a higher number is bad by her trying to protect her friends then?
Yes,
so she's arguing against herself. Now let me tell you why these girls...
Well, again, I don't think she's arguing against herself. I just don't think she's smart enough to remember that she said, I feel like body count shouldn't matter. She thinks that... So Dimitri has talked her into he's really put words in her mouth and she's kept them there.
Girls are saying it. Do you guys understand why women say that body...
Yes, so we put it on the poll. What's the max number of bodies for a high-value woman? None of you said 21 to 30. 7% of you said 11 to 20. 8% of you are clearly trolling, said 30 plus, maybe for one-night stands. And, of course, 83% of you got the answer right.
Numbers don't matter, but they actually think they do. Women are insinuating that it's good to have an open sexual marketplace because they know that high number of partners discounts and disvalues other women.
There you go.
So they're like, you go, girl, you get that D, you get whatever you want, blah, blah, blah.
There you go.
But in their head...
Yeah, because if everyone was a virgin, the girls that weren't, they would be way less valuable.
Yes. Not only that, it's the same thing when girls... It's the same thing when girls have short hair. Right? What's the first thing girls say when one of their friends gets their hair cut? Oh, it's cute. It's cute. And it's funny, when girls say, I'm thinking about cutting my hair, every one of her girlfriends will encourage her to chop it off. That's one less competitor. That's one less competitor, y'all. That's how women are, dude.
So that's like
men should raise their standards.
It's the same thing that women are like, oh, you're 300 pounds, Lizzo, you're beautiful. Woo! It's like the women themselves don't believe that.
I think men do this too. They don't want the market to change, and they don't want to like discount.
Oh, they're just trying to get laid.
No, yeah, they're trying to get laid.
Nailed it, just trying to get laid, like old boy in the corner.
They're like, yeah, we don't care about the high body count for the night.
Right there,
for the night, but later they'll care. They'll care. No,
listen, man, we always care. The only time we don't care about a woman's body count is when we're only looking to use her for sex, at which point it doesn't matter. But if we're looking for a woman to commit to, you better believe body count matters.
Offense. No, it's not just you. It's a lot of guys. No, but like, come on, sir. You want a girl that slept with 20 dudes? Really? That's your mother of your kids.
You know
that's your wifey. You know, she slept with Tom, Dick, Harry, Jeremy, Tyrone, Alex, Ryan, Austin, Adam.
He got me in there.
Dimitri,
sounds like
and she'll never forget it.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, and I couldn't even think of 20 names.
Like, it's because you guys are making it like
real. It is real.
You know what I mean? But it's like, let's see. Before
you would think of it.
Donovan.
Did she just say my name? Did Pearl just say my name? Hold up.
But it's like, let's see. Before
you would think of it as
Donovan.
Well, if you had
oh, there it is. There it is. So Pearl finally mentions my name in a live stream when she talks about me as being one of many in a long line of dudes to smash.
partner there.
Eric.
Like,
Jeremy. Tyrone too. Chad. I'm almost,
Oh, you almost wrote it out.
Yeah, I see. I can't even.
Give some nerdy names. Philip.
Jeff. You know, Ryan.
And you're like, you know what, baby? That's all right.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to walk you down this aisle in the white dress in front of the whole crowd of people we know. 5 guys she slept with is in the crowd.
Yeah. Nah, it's different though, because like thinking about it logically, it will be like, I would, if I know the person like deeply enough, like that wouldn't care. But initially going to find someone, I would prefer someone that's like below like 5 or something. You know what I mean?
Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest.
Well, you know what I mean? But if
at least it's not like the dude in the corner trying to.
I have to like.
She could get away with 20 if you had to.
But
if you had 2 women exactly the same, one's 20, one's 5, you're gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being honest. I knew I would get it out of you. I knew I would. It's okay. He's young.
It's not as young though. It's like, there's less guys in there. You feel somewhat more like, yeah, cool. Like,
wait, it makes you feel more secure in yourself?
I wouldn't say secure.
Wait,
It'd
what?
Be like,
make you feel more secure in yourself? Like, there we go. There we go, y'all. Make you feel more secure in yourself. Oh, little dick energy. It's not little dick energy. It's not little dick energy, man. I just don't want to wife up a hoe.
All right, less guys as touch her. You know what I mean? Like, she's like my
precious.
She just said something really interesting, and I think that's worth noting. She said it makes you feel more secure about yourself, and that's a gaslighting technique. And if you want, I can really dig into this one.
This dude doesn't
because she's
like,
because she's saying like, well, if you've with a woman that has had less partners, it means that you're just insecure being with a woman with a very high body count, right? But that's actually shifting the blame and the accountability of your behavior on him. It's not his behavior that caused that. Right now, biologically, men are predisposed to do what? To reproduce, and for that, we need to have a paternity guarantee. That's why we want. That's why virgins are very highly valued through history. We want a guarantee of paternity. We want to make sure the kids are our kids, right?
His voice sounds a little bit like, when he says certain words, he sounds a little bit like Jordan Peterson.
And we know that after 5 partners, pair bonding basically drops, and that's a vasopressin chemical thing.
Actually,
to get into that.
The biggest drop is from like 1 to 2.
Yes.
It's like 80%.
Yep.
It depends on the.
Then
study.
after 5, it starts to drop again. Yeah.
Yeah. No, 5 is like, it's like no, like gone.
You know what? I'll actually do it like this. I have a theory, and it's a very educated theory. And I call it the soul pie in terms of a woman's body count. The very first man a woman has sex with gets 100% of her soul. She's a virgin. She has nothing to compare it to. She's in love. The second person she sleeps with gets 50% of her soul. Still a good chunk. Just, of course, in this day and age, to find a woman with a body count of 1 is next to impossible, right? When she sleeps with guy number 3, he gets 33% of her soul. Guy number 4 gets 25%. Guy number 5 gets 20%. Guy number 6 gets 16.666 with a bar over it percent. You guys see what I'm getting at here? When a woman allows a man to enter her body, she is giving him a piece of her soul, whether she realizes it or not. And there's a big difference. There's a big difference between the sexes in terms of the chemical reaction that happens when we're having sex. Big difference. Women get, sex is far more emotional for women than it will ever be for men. This is why they fall in love with 83% of the time. The cheating wife falls in love with her paramour. It's only like 14% for men. So just keep in mind that soul pie, it exists for a reason. Neil Ray gifted a membership to Albert Garcia, at Albert Garcia, to welcome him to the TSR family. If you would, Albert, put your age and location in the chat. As is customary, I would appreciate it if everyone would put their their age and location in the chat. because as we all know, you never know who you could be listening with. Let's continue.
Gone forever. But like 1 to 2, it goes from like 80% to like 40%.
Oh, my bad. Shout out to Ken Rose with the $5 super chat. Appreciate that.
40%. Yeah. Go
So
ahead.
it's like, yeah, you're insecure because you wouldn't take a chick with a high body count. That just sounds like a chick with a high body count doesn't want to take accountability for her actions. But as a man, we know that pair bonding decreases with a woman that has a high body count. We also know there's a significantly higher opportunity, or actually a chance for her to cheat, because when women cheat, if you actually look at the data who they cheat with, it's usually somebody they slept with in the past. There's she's an alpha widow. She's got some, of course, yeah.
Yes.
Really?
That makes perfect. Yeah, of course.
Where did you find that? I've never heard
we can get it.
No. There's no finding it out. Women cheat with men cheat with new pussy. Women cheat with familiar dick. Man, that's a tale as old as time itself.
To that, I got some books you can read, right? Because it's like a woman, for her to start a new relationship with a man, she's not doing it for the sex. She's doing it to leave the relationship. Women cheat to leave relationships. Right. There's a lot of data to actually back it up, right?
I agree.
We don't need data to back it up. We don't need any data to back. I mean, listen, I'm sure he does. But guys, when you live life and you're experienced, yeah. These things are pretty obvious.
Data to back it up is very simple. A woman's propensity to cheat drops significantly with the income of her partner. The richer her husband, the less a woman cheats. And this has been proven over and over and over and over and over.
Now, we can all point out to exceptions to the rule, right? The oil sheik whose wife cheated on him with the bodyguard. And to be honest with you, I'm surprised the bodyguard, isn't in a pine box somewhere in the middle of the Dubai desert. To be honest with you. Right? But we can all point to the exceptions to the rule. But the more money you have, the less likely she is to step out on you.
Cheating, there's about 20% of women that are, statistically shown to be cheating in their marriages.
Shit, it's probably
overwhelmingly those are swayed towards men that are earning below average incomes versus men with higher incomes tend to cheat more, but their wives tend to cheat significantly less.
There you go.
So why do women cheat? Acquisition of resources. Why do men cheat? Spread the seed, paternity, right?
Wow.
Because men have more opportunities with the higher income. So it's like, well, you don't want a woman with low body counts because you're insecure in yourself. No, that you're insecure in yourself, and you want to blame the man for it. And that's just like a really toxic behavior.
Oh my God. Whoa. Hold up. My bad. Hold up. Nah, oh, wait a minute. He just floored that goddamn chick. Real talk, dude. Bam. Dude, he just filleted that hoe. Holy shit. Jay Blaze says, but Donovan, my girlfriend is a born-again virgin, so I get 100% of her, right? Absolutely.
And if you think when you want to buy a car or you want to buy clothes or anything, you want it not used, really.
Yeah.
Don't you?
I don't want nobody putting dicks in my car.
Yeah, real talk. Well, listen, the deal is this. The more money you have, the more likely you are to buy something new. That's just how it is. If you have the money, you're probably going to buy something new. If you don't have the money, you're probably not going to be able to afford a new car. That's just how it is. So you get a used car, which is just a little less valuable.
Do you still think body count doesn't matter? Or you still, same opinion?
There it is.
Same opinion, always.
Nah. She knows it matters. But the reason why she has the same opinion is because she has a high body count.
Till the day I die. Don't matter.
I'm just curious, new information doesn't ever change your opinion?
It's just I don't care. I just don't care.
See, she doesn't care. See that? She doesn't care now because she's still young and attractive. But when the men who are smashing her now don't look in her direction anymore, she'll know. And she does care. But if she doesn't care, then why not just tell us what your body count is?
It just doesn't. Because for a man can sleep with 1,000 people.
That's right.
But that man's not a hoe.
Nope.
But a woman, she's a hoe.
Hey, he's the homemaker.
He's a homemaker. He's a homemaker. But
yeah, but getting laid for men is hard. Getting laid for women is easy. That's why women are sluts and guys are studs.
I mean, what's the phrase? Like, a key that opens many locks is a good key, but a lock that opens for everybody, it's not a good lock.
No.
Also, you have to let the men actually in.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's quite actually.
Dude, watch Miss Nose's facial expression. Watch her facial expression as the girl in green makes sense. Just watch.
Box is a good key, but a lock that opens for everybody, it's not a good lock.
No.
Also, you have to let the men actually in.
Yeah.
There it is. She's like, yeah, that's true. She knows body count matters.
Do you know what I mean? That's quite actually a big deal.
Yeah, CJ in the 562 says she cares, she'll just never admit she does. Yeah, you're right. Because if she admits she cares, then she'll have to admit that it's over for her.
Yeah, I guess so.
It should be.
And you know what, actually, saying that, I do understand because it's like a soul tie a little bit. I feel like if you do sleep around, you're kind of letting people into your... That's your home, you know. Your body is your home, so I do understand that as well.
And you're more likely to pass on like STD. Yeah, I do. And you're more likely to pass like one in 4 women have an STD actively.
Yep. Oh God,
that's hard.
Go get that check.
Yeah, one in 3 women have had an abortion too.
Yep,
it's like actually crazy too. The numbers.
That is. Man.
Well, it's like guys like girls are experienced, and it's like.
Oh, now this nigga.
So,
okay, this nigga now is trying to get laid. Guys like girls who are experienced. Yeah. For one-night stands, maybe. Not for long-term relationships. The less experienced, the better, clearly.
You know what I mean?
Why we just went over? Why are you going back to the
No.
Okay, you know what? You. This is the problem.
I feel like it's on
men like you. This is what you guys do. You're trying to not. You don't want the women you want to sleep with or whatever to hear you saying that because you're like no, come on. But you know deep down you would never take them seriously. So then you mislead us. It's misleading to women because you tell women it doesn't matter, and then the women say, "Oh, okay, it doesn't matter."
Look how embarrassed he is.
But you know it matters. So we're not liars on the podcast. We're truth tellers.
It's confusing though. It's like guys
stop it.
I think guys will be more likely to keep a girl if they're like sexually satisfied with that woman, you know. And I think girls that's had like a lot.
Dude, your woman could sexually satisfy you every single day, man. But guess what? We will still go out and find new vagina. The best pussy is new pussy, as the saying goes. There it is.
Experience can provide that for guys, but I don't know.
Can you provide it for her is the question, too.
Can I provide it
Not sarcastically, by the way. Because you don't know the emotional engagement she had previously. It's not even about the sex. It's about the danger of the sex.
But how would you feel?
Forbiddenness of it, right?
Yeah.
How would you feel if you got like a
dollar store Kevin Hart? That's funny.
Woman with like a high body count. Like.
Well, I can tell you exactly how I felt. I was dating a girl in Texas, and I've said this on a podcast once before. And she was like super hot, and I was just like, wow. And I was younger at the time too, so I was like, I really valued that as like the number one thing. Yeah. And then you know, a couple of months in the relationship, we had to have a conversation. She was like, "Hey, I just need you to know, like, I didn't know this. I was very naive." She's like, "I'm a stripper." Okay. Actually, I had no.
What? A goddamn stripper? How the hell? What do you think she did every night? Yeah, he was definitely naive. Goddamn.
No idea. I just remember thinking the whole time, I was like, this chick's out of body. She should be a stripper, right? She was a stripper. And then we went to a certain, we went to a sporting event, and there were 10 athletes on playing, and she had slept with 8 of them. And she told me that. She's like, I slept with this guy and this guy and this.
Oh my God. 10 athletes on the plane. And she slept with not 1 out of 10, not 2 out of 10. This bitch, and 1 out of 10 and 2 out of 10, that's still high. But this bitch slept with 80% of the athletes on the plane.
She belongs to the streets.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I agree. Dre Raven says, well, dang, we have his red pill, his RP origin story. That's right.
This is one of those girls that would hunt those kind of professional athletes, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, I think my dick just fell off. Because I was like, I don't think I want to, you know, I don't know if it's a competition thing, but like, no future.
What was her body count?
I don't know the exact number.
Here's her body count, guys. Yep. That's her body count.
But when there's 10 guys on the court and she's been with 8 of them. Yeah.
Yeah, Roderick Thomas says.
It's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, real talk.
Of the 10, yeah.
But she had to have been like, if you found out about 8, there had to be like 50 or something.
Oh no, it was way more than that. I'm sure it was because she actually kept a list of all the famous dudes she was with.
What?
Like, don't get me wrong, the sex was just like mind blowing, fine.
Of course it is.
But I'm thinking like, there's no way I would have a daughter with this person. There's like a 50-50 roughly chance that one of her is like, no way. No way.
What's like, imagine dating for like, not even dating. Say you've known this girl for like 6 years. You thought the world of her, right? And then all of a sudden, like after like 6 or 7 years, you found out her body count. Would you look at that person differently? Or would you just be like, oh,
yes.
Like,
are you just dating her for 6 years?
I say like you're married or anything. Like even, say even like she's your girlfriend, right? And you've known her for 6 years. This is like.
Has that happened to you?
No.
Okay.
But
so 6 years is very specific.
I think it's a long enough time to not go.
I think Miss Nose is attracted to dollar store Kevin Hart and vice versa, and I think they were probably flirting a little bit, but he's afraid to say anything that would upset her.
But
and on a Thursday, she says.
Yeah, but it's like after so long, would you look at that person differently, knowing that the body count's like 50 or something?
You know, I'm not gonna lie, you would. There's no way in hell that you wouldn't. Like you would. You may not say anything, but in the back of your mind, you're gonna be thinking, "Oh my God, she's slept with that many men," and then you're now gonna start looking at her differently.
Oh, look at this. Okay, so now he's starting to make sense. Okay.
Happen is that she might say, "Oh, I'm going out with my friends."
Mr. Contextual.
So when she was doing it before, you were fine. Mm-hmm. But when she's now doing it and she's told you a number, you're thinking, "Oh, where are you going particularly? Like, what are you gonna do?"
Yeah.
It's an ego thing, and it is.
Yeah, I get you now.
Yeah. Listen, man. I'll admit it is an ego thing, right? If you find out a girl has 50 bodies, listen, you know, and I say this all the time, guys. You gotta let your ego go with these hoes. You really, really do. Let your ego go, or let your ego. Well, don't let your ego go with these hoes, but let your ego go. Period. Because I don't know what Devin's body count is. I don't care to know, and I'm never going to know. And I can readily admit, that I'm not the biggest dick Devin's ever taken, and I am not the best sex of her life. She's never told me this. I just know this to be true. That's just all there is to it. You can't, like, guys, this is modern women. You cannot allow yourself to get caught up in shit you cannot control. If she smashed a bunch of dudes before you, you have a choice to make. You can either reconcile, because every girl has, most girls have a high body count, guys. Most girls have a high body count. Just understand that you will never be her biggest, her best, her first, or her only. That's, the law number 15 of the 49 laws of Sharpe, guys. Law number 15 of the 49 laws of Sharpe. You will never be her biggest, her best, her first, or her only. There's the 49 laws of Sharpe right there. The beginning of your masculine renaissance. Right now, everything is on sale at 50% off. You get that book for $9. Let's continue.
I don't think you'd sleep.
How did you keep that a secret? That's quite a secret to have.
I'm just thinking 50 meant you can't. Did you go anywhere or not run it? Like, isn't like the law of something where you're like 5 connections away from everybody?
Oh, 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
6 degrees of separation.
So I'm like 50. How did you guys run into like
everything is on sale at 50?
Well, we would go to sporting events and see them playing sports, so it was like kind of weird. And, it's always the same conversation. It's like, oh, now that like you don't think as highly of me, cry. I'm like, no, it's fine. I don't care about your past. Of course I'm going to say it because I want more mind-blowing sex.
Yes, he wants to get
But I'm not going to put a ring on it because, remember, market value is not determined.
How long did you date her for?
About 6-7 months.
Okay, and then you broke it off.
Wow.
She'd reappear occasionally in my life since then. I mean, up until I got very serious with somebody.
Right.
She, was
there it was. She'd come into my life every once in a while. What did we just say? Women cheat with familiar dick. He was familiar dick. And I promise you, she was in a relationship whenever she'd come back his way.
Thing is, though, you could have dated her for 6 years, her thinking you're going to marry her, you knowing that you wouldn't.
But I wasn't going to do that.
No, but I'm just saying, women don't realise that a man can date you for years and have absolutely no intention of marrying you. He's just waiting until he finds that woman that he will marry. And we don't really know that.
Yeah, you do.
Women do the same.
Nah, yeah, women do absolutely the same. Number one. Number two, women know when a man doesn't want to be with them. Man, like, I'll give it, look, like, granted, I'll give it to you every once in a while. But, dude, women aren't stupid. They know. And if they think that you don't want to marry them, they will move heaven and earth to try to convince you to. I'm going to change his mind. I'm going to change his mind. I'm going to make sure that I become the kind of woman he wants to marry. This is what they do. Oops.
Anyway.
I think that's
you're describing hypergamy. That's actually very female behavior.
Women, no. I mean, no, I don't.
Yeah,
mean
actually,
that.
that's exactly what you mean, baby.
No.
Yes. Then what do you mean?
I agree with him because women leave more. We leave like 80% of the time.
I don't mean leaving.
That's wrong. Women leave 99% of the time.
Just mean that a man. Have you not had boyfriends that now you look back and you think, actually, I thought I broke up with him, but he was never going to marry me.
You weren't his girlfriend. You just learned that.
There you go.
They weren't your boyfriend.
Oh,
there it is. See?
You know what I mean.
What do you mean?
No, but what I'm.
Well, it's like if a woman is given, I'm like, oh, we're dating, but it's like, well, are you dating or are you?
Right.
No, I've only ever had like relationship. Well, I've had a situationship, but you know what I mean is. You might think as a girl that you're dating this guy and you may even live together, but that still doesn't mean he has any intention of actually marrying you, and you don't know that.
So has that happened to you?
Okay, so make yourself marryable.
Not what,
like the dating someone for a long time and he had no intention.
I've had several relationships that now I look back, I think actually that was never going anywhere. Either I always thought it was me deciding that, but then you think actually he never was going to propose anything. It was time wasting. Men can waste time.
Yeah. Did he end up like marrying someone else right after, or did they never get married?
A couple of my exes, I think, are married. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because sometimes I think it's like girls will try to make a guy that doesn't want to be a husband a husband.
Yeah.
And he's just not a husband.
And women love to try to change people. They love to try to change men, especially the men they don't really think they can tame.
So I was just curious if the guys, like, were they not husbands or, like, they were never going to marry you?
To me, they weren't. I don't actually think they were husbands. I wasn't happy, but they may well be now. This was, obviously, I'm 35. This was in my 20s, early 20s. I think that women date potential. So me dating someone at my own age at that point might have been the problem. I've not really dated older. I've been a bit weird about it, but actually maybe that's a better idea. Not now, my fiance's younger.
Oh, good. Oh, her fiance is younger, which means her fiance doesn't know any better. Jenik L'Italian in the house. Good to see you up in here.
But I'm just saying that I've lost my train of thought.
Do you know if a guy doesn't get married after the age of 35, he only has a 15% chance of ever getting married? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, but we don't know about that.
For women, it's like 0%.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I think what is it? If a woman doesn't have a child by 35, the chances of her having a child drop to about 0.
Well, if she's single by
he said about 0. Goddamn.
30, the chance of if she's single at 30, the chance of her ever having like a kid drops below 50%.
Right.
So you're like she's more likely to not have a kid than have one.
What does that tell you about sexual market value of a woman?
Yeah,
that's a scary statistic, right?
There it is.
That's the harsh reality for me. I'm getting married. I would like to have kids. My partner would like to have kids, but I am 35, and the chances. And I think that should be taught to girls, because at the moment you see a lot of celebrities. They've paid for IVF. They've had their eggs frozen. They're doing it older, but they've got millions of pounds to achieve things that isn't actually easy to achieve.
Nope.
In the real world.
No, it's not.
What do you?
How about a natural birth while you're young?
Wish you knew at 25.
Not to date anybody for their potential, because the chances of them fulfilling that potential are quite slim.
Do you notice? Never date on their potential. You see how she's still trying to blame men for her bad decisions? Like, it's no accident that she's 35 and engaged. What happened to being 25 and engaged? Now, she said she's had several relationships. Come on, man.
That actually a man who is a go-getter, a man that is a hard worker, driven, they already are. And it's not going to come from me pushing them. They already are that person. And then, yeah.
Would you say you dated more for, like, looks in your 20s?
Of course you did.
Not based on my exes, no. But I do think...
Oh. So she never, ever dated for looks. Yeah, I got it.
That's what you look for, definitely. But I've sort of... Oh, sorry. Me.
Come on now.
Sorry, it's because I'm looking at Pearl, that's why.
Keep it together.
Goodness me. I lost where I was again.
I asked if you dated for looks in your 20s.
Yeah, you said, not based on my exes, no, but I do think that...
So she dated a bunch of ugly dudes? Come on.
Charisma, I'd say, I went for. The funny one, the loud one, the confident one, you know. They weren't always the best looking one, but I think that comes off as like a masculinity in a way. So I think that's what I was attracted to. And then I'd get in the relationship and realise actually they weren't doing anything else. And you're hooked, so you can't...
Yeah, Jay Blaze called it. Yeah, she went out. Yeah, she got alpha widowed. She's talking about one guy.
They had a lot of practice to get that funny. They had a lot of free time, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Talk to women.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think of the body count? When is high value off the table for a woman?
Guys. Ooh, sorry about that. Guys. A little earlier today, I did my Sharpe short. I talked a little bit. I spoke extensively, actually, about the Kim Kardashian situation with her admitting that she cries herself to sleep. If you want to get access to that video and over 35,000 hours of content not found anywhere, become a Sharpe Stream member at sharpestream.com or become a patron at patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. Let's continue.
I think it is slightly age-related as well. I think that if I had a kid or a niece, or I do have a niece, I would say just hold on to your virginity for as long as you can.
There you go. Thank you.
But I think that early 18, if you start having sex when you're 16, maybe you slept with one person, and then 20, maybe two. You know, and then if you're 30,
oh hell no. Oh bitch, that's wishful thinking. That's wishful thinking as fuck. One person, maybe two. No, if you start fucking at 16, by the time you get to 20. Your body count is probably close to 20. Fuck out of here.
5 and you've had a few relationships and it'll be a little bit above that. But I think that there's no need to go out.
Oops, there's Danica Marie making another appearance.
What's the number?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. So early 20s, I'd say like 5.
Okay. What age is high value off the table for a woman?
Probably 25.
Okay. So
5 then.
Okay, roughly 5. 25.
5.
Yeah, no, I agree. What do you think?
Yeah, I think 5.
5.
Yeah, 5.
After 5 high values off the table.
After 5, it's finished.
Bloody hell, guys.
Sorry. Hey, man, that's how it is.
I would say below double digits, to be honest.
There you go.
Yeah, below double digits.
You're kind. You'll give them up to 10. 10. That's the most common answer I get. I get like, 10 is... Well, I get when I ask how many bodies is too many bodies, it's always prefer 5. I'll deal with 10.
Yeah, there you go.
15 maybe if she's hot. What do you think?
Well,
oh boy, here we go.
A lot of people land on 5. That's like statistically kind of the average for women in the Western nations. Like, and so you're kind of going, well, as long as she's kind of average, which is, I think it's a fair standard.
Is that average now?
Did this? Oh, look who told on herself. Listen to this. So he said the average body count for a Western woman is 5. We all know that nothing could be further from the truth. We all know that nothing could be further from the truth. We know that women have far higher body counts than they will ever admit. You will never, ever, dude, you will never convince me that the average woman in the West has an average body count of 5.
Statistically kind of the average for women in the Western nations. Like, and so you're kind of going, well, as long as she's kind of average, which is, I think it's a fair standard.
Is that average now?
That is about the average, yeah, reported. I mean, obviously.
See, she said, is that the average now? Because she knows that's not the average. See how she was like, is that the average? Is it really the average? Yeah. She knows the average is much higher than 5.
There's going to be some variances because people lie, whatever, but on the grand scale, it's probably not off by more than 1.
The one I read was higher than that. It was like 8, I think.
That might have been like Sweden or something, like a really like egalitarian sort of open society that could happen for men, so and.
Oh, were you doing like world?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, it's more Western world. It's more like England, America, Canada. Like sort of like the G20, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, dude, that's definitely still higher than 5. If we're talking about America, Canada, Australia, the UK, England, those areas, yeah, much higher than 5, man.
So there could be, some variance in that, but
That's good though. If the average is 5.
Yeah. She's like, that's good though if the average is 5. It is so funny, dude. You let women talk long enough, and they will tell on themselves. Watch this.
That's good though if the average is 5.
Who said that? Is that the girl in the green? Damn, Blessing didn't switch the camera quick enough.
That's good though if the average is 5.
It's the girl in the green. It's the girl in the green. Mm-hmm.
It's such an interesting thing. Let me tell you guys this. Like, here's a question I would ask, right? And here's a legitimate statistical question. I'm interested in this, right? As a man's income and options go up, options meaning more women are willing to sleep with him, therefore he gets to choose who he wants to commit to, because that's what a man does at the end at high value. He chooses who he commits to, right? He's the one that controls the commitment. The woman controls the sex, right?
Right.
As a man's options go up, does that number change? An interesting question.
Yes,
because,
it does change, because the higher the status, the more selective you can be. Like, look, man, look. If you're a man who's worth 7-8 figures, you're going to marry a woman with a low body count. If you can't find a woman with a low body count, then guess what? You ain't getting married. Now, high status men, rich men, they have concubines. They don't care about their body counts. They've got a harem. They don't care about their body counts. Man, because all they're doing is fucking him. But as far as the wife, his wife and the mother of his children, you better fucking believe it matters. So the short answer to this question is the higher, the more a man earns, does that number get higher or lower? It gets way lower, because they can demand that.
Well, the body count for a girl that's acceptable to him to form a long-term relationship. Like, I know a dude, we actually both know a dude with Henry that, like, is with a chick right now, and like you can tell she's been with a lot of dudes, but the guy's so inexperienced and naive, he's just happy to have a woman.
There it is.
He's like, yeah, I have a woman.
Is he well off or
no?
Oh no,
not at all. But I'm thinking like if this guy was like, as this guy, he's young, but as he rises through life, he's like, he makes more money, more, so whatever that metric you use for value, whatever, gains more opportunity, more social value. He might look at that chick and be like, you know what, I can do better.
Yep.
It's like the same that your friend.
No, he will.
Friend is picking up a 300-pound chick. It's like most of the guys that go for that, by the way, there's actual studies on this as well, right? And they say that poorer men prefer fatter women. And I look at that study and go, it's not that they prefer, it's just who they can get. It's just like the...
Bingo! Dude, whales is not a preference. Whales are a necessity. I don't care. Listen, man, I am experienced enough. I've had sex with enough women. To the point to where if every woman on the face of the earth turned into a whale, I'd be good. I wouldn't go near any of them. I'm good. I'm all sexed out. I'm good. At that point, I would start masturbating again.
The market has a certain equilibrium, right? There's a surplus of that. There's way too many chicks that are oversized, and there's way too many lazy, broke-ass dudes.
There you go.
And then the market surplus adjusts itself.
They're really a match made in heaven.
Heaven's a strong word. Heaven's a strong word. But that's funny because this lady in the green dress here was saying, like, yeah, and I had some guys living with me that never really thought they were going to marry me. And my first thought was, like, I wonder if there are very low ambition men.
Oh, I would say so.
Yeah, because they're comfortable being in an imperfect situation. What happens is, in this young gentleman here in front of me in the matching suit, he was saying earlier, he's like, I want a girl that pushes me and motivates me. And I'm like, no, you don't.
Oh, my God.
If a woman has to motivate you, no, you don't.
No, the fuck you don't.
If a woman has to
encourages you, then.
If a woman has to motivate you in a relationship, you will both be bitter and resentful.
Dude, this guy is awesome. This dude is awesome. Holy smokes. Wow. John with the $20 super chat says, girl, that's good though. The average is 5. Donovan, who said that? You caught that, did you?
I agree with that.
Yeah,
completely.
I agree with you.
Like my woman is like, hey, do you need to travel on that trip? Do you do this? I'm like, yeah. Like, I told my girlfriend.
I'm the leader. Devin's the cheerleader.
Became my wife. I was like, I'm really, really ambitious. I'm going to be working all the time. You have to deal with that. If you don't, that's okay, but that's going to be me. And I find that her attraction for me stabilizes and even goes up because I am achieving new things all the time. And she won't deny that.
I agree with that completely. I work 6 days, 7 days a week, and you have to put up with it. It's just, that's what I do, and I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing because
Yeah, I just asked Pearl to send me this guy Dimitri's number. This guy's a rock star. Manny Fresh with the $20 super chat says, in my opinion, let me read that again. In my opinion, a high value woman can make a poor man feel rich and has kids that won't even know they're poor if they are. A low value woman does the opposite. I agree with that, but I would say a high quality woman. But wow. That is apropos, man. Very, very well said. Wow.
I'm able to provide what I need to provide, and no matter what arguments happen, you're still happy with what I'm doing. Well, because it shows that I'm doing what I need to do.
I would ask an interesting question. Anybody here grow up with a two-parent household? Like, my parents were together for most of my life, okay? And I experienced this, right? Like, my mom was constantly frustrated and a little resentful at my dad because he wasn't as ambitious as she was.
There you go.
Anybody ever experienced that? That's a terrible relationship. I saw that as a kid. That's a terrible...
Yeah, listen, I experienced that in my childhood. My dad was happy just being his rank in the Air Force. And my mom used to try to get him to, go up to... I think my dad was a tech sergeant. So go sergeant, staff sergeant, tech sergeant, master sergeant, senior master sergeant, chief master sergeant, and so on and so forth. And my dad was just happy being an aircraft mechanic. He had no ambition to go any further. He just didn't. That's just how he was. Well, the man that my mother cheated with was an officer in the Army and was always trying to advance. So right there, you can see why my mother's paramour was inherently more attractive, at least mentally, than my own father. Look, man, I can bag on my mom for blowing up our family all I want to. No, it was the wrong thing for her to do, but I understand why she did it. That doesn't justify it. That doesn't absolve her, but I get it. I understand. I understand how inherently unattractive my father was and how inherently attractive the paramour was. Doesn't make it right, but it makes sense.
It's a bad relationship to observe. That's a bad relationship because what happens, Pearl, that's what happens with the moment a woman out-earns a man.
She leaves.
It's done. Done.
Yeah.
Instantly. So it's like you want to really motivate your guy? No, you don't.
Support him.
No, but that's
support.
Always
motivation.
The guy should have his own drive, his own ambition, his own motivation. He should have his own goals, and then the woman's like, "Yeah, you go."
Yeah,
just positivity at home. Not actually because I made the mistake of thinking that.
Take it easy, Neil. Thanks for stopping in, brother.
I could motivate people that don't have any motivation, any drive, any goals, and they're happy to earn not very much.
But that guy won't choose a 300-pound woman with 20 dicks. Like, he just won't.
Thank you.
He just won't. Why would he?
I still agree with what you're saying as well.
You know what's interesting? It's like women, we pick non-monogamy in our 20s. So it's interesting because this is the first time in human history where women have been in control of sex. Historically, you either go with the guy that steals you know what I mean, or you're dead. You can either comply with him or you're dead. So this is the first time in human history we're 100% in control of sex because there's consequences for the men, and we're also 100% in control of who's born. So what happened? You would think when women...
Yeah, how's that working out?
We're in control of sex that we would pick monogamy, right? But it's interesting because women, when we're at our peak, we're in our prime, we pick non-monogamy in our 20s, and typically women pick non-monogamy because we find...
Oh, Black Lemur 2009's in the house. I don't know why, I just saw you. We were actually texting back and forth about about a couple of fights we watched.
80% of men is unattractive, not just okay, not just nah. We find them as ugly. So because we find 80% of men as unattractive, that means we're sharing 20% of men. And so, so we're picking, and because in our 20s, like you were saying, you can't pick a guy for ambition, maybe it's social status, whatever.
The reason why younger women are picking non-monogamy is because they're young and hot. Women pick non-monogamy because they are incapable of handling all of the choices they have. Gentlemen, there is a reason why there were arranged marriages. There is a reason why it's traditional for the man to ask the father for permission to marry the daughter. It's because women suck at mate selection. They suck. They're terrible at it. And if anyone doubts what I'm saying, women suck at mate selection, look around you. Marriages are down. Divorce is up. Teen pregnancy is up. Dude, relationships are in the shit. You give women any control over anything and they destroy it. Cigarman85 says Loma got robbed. I don't think so. I think Devin... Now, I don't think it was a unanimous decision. I think it should have been a split decision, but got robbed, I don't think so.
Whatever it is. So basically women share men in their 20s and then their 30s.
There you go.
Pick a leftover guy.
Yes, that's because women, when they're young and hot and fertile, they prioritize physical genes. That's why they want non-monogamy, because they can.
Typically, that they wouldn't have picked in their 20s.
There you go.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
Same.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. You always see that age-old thing. Like when I was in school.
Looks like this dude is starting to come around.
The crisp-looking girl that everyone wanted, and she would only pick who she deemed to be really handsome or whatever it was.
There you go.
And then as she got into her 30s, had 3 or 4 children, and body shape's now no longer the same. All of a sudden, because for me, I truly believe that men, as they get older, they become more attractive.
There's a reason they age like fine wine. That's a phrase. Women age like milk.
Nice Glass says, anyone brought up MLD castling himself on Valuetainment just now? Oh, sounds like a reaction.
Milk, yeah.
So
really harsh.
Even with the Botox nowadays, it don't.
Yeah,
we can see your forehead not moving. We can see it. Like it's like so shiny.
Exactly that as well. So then you get those women in their early 20s who didn't necessarily want to pick you. Now all of a sudden they want to pick you when they're in a situation where it's like now you come back and you say,
yeah, because they don't have as much bargaining power. It's like you got to go half off.
Yeah,
you know
bingo.
What I mean? And so now it's like we'll run to the guys that we rejected in our 20s and our 30s and say, take me with,
And guess who they're going to cheat on you with? The guys that they hooked up with their 20s. Exactly. 20s, so they're
women cheat with familiar dick.
Going right back. Yep.
Yeah. Which I think that's like why we really talk about what we do. It's not really to shit on women, but it's like a lot of men are naive to this. They think, oh, she really likes me because she's coming in my 30s, or maybe she just overlooked me in high school. But she didn't overlook you. She's just, the other guys didn't work out.
Yeah, you're the backup man. You're the cleanup man.
Your second choice. Yeah. They just don't know it.
She bet against you.
Yeah.
And you let her back in, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Woo! She bet against you.
It's harsh.
Damn.
I think that some women just make a lot of mistakes and are looking in the wrong way. Because I'm a relationship person. I wasn't just like, going all around the place. But
yeah, I don't believe that. You're 35. You're 35, childless, and not married yet. You definitely had a hoe phase.
What's high value when you're younger?
Natalia. Oh my God, Natalia. She's such a fucking bitch, dude.
Or what you think is high value when you're younger isn't what you're not kind of linking it to a husband. You're not hunting properly.
You're right, because when women get closer to 30, it's like they look more for long-term security. So in their 20s.
Yes. And the reason for that is because they are no longer able to date non-monogamously. Because they don't have the same options. It's the same thing.
It goes back to what we were saying. It tends to be looks more like prime genes. So they say, okay, these guys are the ideal genes that I want for whatever reason. Maybe it's social status, maybe whatever. But then in their 30s, they tend to go for like long-term security and like safety. And so, basically it's like alpha, beta. Like they pick the alphas in their 20s and the betas in their 30s.
Yeah.
And women don't typically respect the beta. I mean, I hate the word alpha and beta, but you understand what I'm saying.
It's like a placeholder terms, shorthand, etc.
And you don't realize as well that when you're saying the betas, like say at school, at college, whatever, just the good-looking guy is the one that all the girls want. But you don't realise these guys over here are the ones that are going to make the money, have their own businesses. And that's just not in your head at all. You just want.
You want the hot guy, and now she's telling on herself. Well, I didn't always go for the best-looking guys. I went for the charming and the charismatic. No, you went for the hot guys, like everybody else. I love it when women try to position themselves as the exceptions to the rule. Well, I didn't date for looks in my 30s, in my 20s. If you didn't date for looks in your 20s, then what the hell? Why aren't you married? Why aren't you married? Why are you 35 and engaged?
An attraction. You're not thinking it through, if you see what I mean. It's not like a decision you've made on purpose.
Well, there's a reason historically, like the dads would keep their daughters away from certain guys. Like this is why. It's like that's why women.
That's a problem.
No, that's why women we suck at relationships. Yeah. We don't pick the right.
Oh my God!
In general,
there it is.
This is the first time because in the 20s it switched where women used to live with their
fathers,
dad, and then they went straight to their husband. So there was no period in between. And so in the 20s, that was when women started.
See that? There's no in between. Hang on. She said there's no in between. I'm gonna. Hang on a second, guys. I don't know what the hell is going on with this. There we are, playback speed. Yeah, let me increase this playback There we go.
To go out, that's why they say the roaring 20s. They started going to the parties, they cut their hair off, all this wild stuff. And so that was the first time where women were more in control of sex and more in control of who they were picking. And that's when you start to see women having less children. That's when you see the divorce rate more go down in 65 when women were 100% in control of reproduction because we got birth control. But my whole point is that when women are in charge, we make bad choices.
We're like children.
Yeah.
If you give us too much freedom, we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
If my dad had chosen who I dated.
Whoa! Is this a woman? Dude, is this a woman actually keeping it real? God damn. Jesus Christ. Guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Guys, I am having a site-wide 50% off sale. Everything on my site is 50% off. This is TSR Academy. The relationship bundle, half off. How to stop female manipulation. That's $5. You'll get that for $2.50. How to train your woman. Normally $12. You'll get it for $6. $6, guys. $6. The 49 Laws of Sharpe, $9. The Books of Womanese, volumes 1 through 5. $60 normally, $30. Guys, that is 600 translations. 600 translations. So what you need to do, you need to go to tsracademy.com, fill up your cart, and use promo code 50 off at checkout. That is promo code 50 off at checkout. Pardon me. Welcome back to episode 962 of TSR Live with Donovan Sharpe. Thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate your continued support. 255 in here watching, 150 likes, so the engagement is definitely up. I am going to be I'm gonna definitely check out that valuetainment. First I'm gonna figure out what happened from MLD himself. That's definitely what I'll do. Virtual tickets are now available for purchase for the CME. If you can't make it down to Miami, you can watch the whole thing, speeches, panel discussions, and everything in between, right from your mobile device from anywhere in the world. You'll also have the ability to chat with other virtual attendees and participate in certain events. For a limited time, the end of the month, we're going to give you an early bird discount. We're going to give you a 20% discount, so head on over to masculineexcellence.com now to get your 20% discount on your 2023 virtual CME ticket. This episode of TSR Live is brought to you, by Happy Hippo Herbals. Guys, I've used this stuff forever, since 2014, going on 10 years now. Make sure you get your hands on the highest quality and purest kratom on the planet. It gives me energy when I need it, and there is positively zero crash. Now, Happy Hippo Kratom can replace a lot of unhealthy stimulants we put into our bodies every day. It can replace your energy drink habit, your coffee habit, and so forth, your pre-workout habit. I know a lot of you guys out there are hooked on pre-workout. Not a good place to be. Go to my affiliate link in the description and get 15% off when you use promo code HTR. Again, that is promo code HTR. Let's continue.
I wouldn't have dated any of them in my 20s.
Really? No, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of times girls will say to me, and I don't say it to be mean, but they'll say, well, not all women are like that, da-da-da-da. And then I'll ask them, like, follow-up questions about their exes in their 20s. Like, did your parents like them? The answer is always no.
Nope.
They were funny. A couple of them.
Look, if your parents like your boyfriend, if your parents like the guy you're dating, and unfortunately, this is how it works. With modern women, if your parents like the guy you're dating, he's not attractive to her. If they don't like the guy she's dating, he's attractive to her. This is just how it goes, guys.
We're funny or not.
BK from the Rockies says, the CME is so worth it. I will never forget my experience at CME 1. Yes, I actually, BK from the Rockies. Hold on. Let me, hang on a second. Oh, wait, that's the wrong. I'll have to find the, oh, wait, hold on.
A woman never belongs to you.
Let me turn that off.
Just your turn.
There we go. So, yeah, BK from the Rockies, I now have the 4 Transformers, the 4 cassette tapes. I've got Laserbeak, Ravage, Rumble, and Frenzy. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that very, very much, BK from the Rockies. Some of you alumni attendees are going to be getting a special offer. So be on the lookout. Definitely be on the lookout for that. Definitely be on the lookout for that. Let's continue.
Or if the parents did like them, she left him.
Yeah.
There it
so,
is.
you know.
So there's
some people can be likable and not dependable husband father material.
Correct. And the parents see that.
Yeah.
And then we just say, la, 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 I don't hear you. I pick him anyway.
Yeah.
There it
you
is.
just unpacked something really interesting. For a lot of guys listening to this, need to be really careful about this. You're like, well, you know, I was in my 20s and picking guys that weren't like a good long-term, you know, secure option. I was picking like this thing they got me. Well, really what they did is they got you sexually excited. That's what it was. There was passion, and there was some attraction, there's charisma, there's that. You know, that's exactly what it was.
Right.
And then and now you're like, well, I wasn't thinking about this, like longevity and this. And it's like, what do you mean you weren't thinking about it? I know what it means. Let me say what it means is now you're thinking about it. And so now you're having, as a woman, and this is like not you specifically, but in general, women get to 30, 31, 32. It's like, oh, now I have to think about these things, which means you're rationalizing yourself into a relationship. And the question I would have is rationalizing yourself into a relationship genuine desire?
No, you do misunderstand me a little bit. I've always wanted to get married and have kids, and I've always been thinking, oh yeah, I'll marry this person, without thinking, what does he earn? What potential does he have to earn anymore? Does he even want to earn anymore? He smokes, so I don't even like smoking. Why would I marry someone that smokes?
Dude, this is so funny. She's telling on herself. She dated bad boys. She dated bad boys, guys. Again, remember, she tried to say, well, you know, I dated guys who weren't the best looking guys, but I like the charisma and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm sure they had charisma, but they were probably lookers too. She wants us to think that she didn't date bad boys like everybody else. Gentlemen, let me explain something to you. Let me explain something, and listen very closely. All women are like that. It doesn't mean they're all the same, but they all operate the same way within the construct of a sexual relationship with a heterosexual man. This is just how they are. Does this mean that all women are the same? No. And just because a woman didn't branch swing once doesn't mean she'd never done it before. It doesn't mean she won't do it again. This woman is trying to say, well, I'm not like other women. I don't date for looks. Dude, you got to be sexually attracted to the guy you're dating. Otherwise, what's the point? The longer you let women talk, you let them talk long enough, they tell on themselves.
Worst thing in the world. You know what I mean? They've done drugs. Well, that's like, I hate it. And
drugs. Smoke, done drugs. Boy, oh boy, the hits just keep on coming with this one.
For me, it's a passion. So I'm trying to accept things that I don't accept and trying to make this person into something.
The Level Up Man says the hardware is different, but the software is always the same. You are goddamn right, my friend.
Finding a man that is already someone
but he's saying like again, could you explain?
You're right.
I know what you mean, but I just think you misunderstand. I haven't settled for my partner.
I don't misunderstand it at all, and I know exactly what it means.
Or to find you.
Oh shit, that's not good. Oh damn. Where was I? Damn, that was good.
At least the steps that I needed to take to build myself included
I was going when I was 16. You're sitting in a chair, you're gonna like die basically one day. Just do it.
Yeah, that if those guys just went to the gym and got a bit.
Can't take her to Dubai for a week, and I can. So she.
So you know.
Yeah.
So there's
some people can be likable and not dependent. Well, that when you're saying the bait is like, at school, at college, whatever, just the good-looking guy is the one that all the girls want.
I think we've already been there.
For very low ambition men.
Oh, I would say so.
Yeah.
No, but sexual desire isn't what is going to keep you in a relationship.
But it'll make you cheat. But it'll make you cheat, and that's my buddy.
But it doesn't mean that you don't sexually desire the partner that you've because
it sure doesn't.
You
but
can luck out.
What it means is now you're thinking about it, and so now.
I dated any of them in my 20s.
Really? No, and that's the thing. Like a lot.
Oh,
if my dad had chosen who I dated, I wouldn't have dated any of them in my 20s.
More go down in 65 when women were 100% in control of
so
reproduction because we got birth control. But my whole point is that when women.
Does he earn? What potential does he have to earn anymore? Does he even want to earn anymore? He smokes, so I don't even like smoking. Why would I marry someone that smokes? It's the worst thing in the world.
See? He smokes. I don't even like smoking. Why would I date this guy? Because he was the bad boy. He was and this is funny. She keeps trying to. So what she's trying to say is that her preferences have always been the same. Right? She is insinuating that she has always liked the same kind of guy, yet she tells us, well, I don't do I don't like guys who do drugs or who smokes or who smoke. This is how it works, guys. Kyle 2020 just dropped the knowledge. Says a woman's operating system never gets any updates. No, they don't.
You know what I mean? They've done drugs. Well, that's like, I hate it. And for me, it's a passion. So I'm trying to accept things that I don't accept and trying to make this person into something instead of finding a man that is already someone.
But he's saying, could you explain?
Yeah. See, there you go.
You're right.
I know what you mean. I just think you misunderstand. I haven't settled for my partner.
I don't misunderstand it at all, and I know exactly what it means, and you can't.
Dude, I love how this guy's like, look, I'm not misunderstanding you at all. I know exactly what you're talking about. Love it.
And you couldn't say it if you did, so it doesn't matter that you would never say I wouldn't settle for my partner. You wouldn't say the opposite, so we can't trust those words, even though.
Wow, this guy.
I want you to be right, but we can't trust. No, it's like, well, I wouldn't speak badly of my husband. No shit, you wouldn't. Obviously, you wouldn't. So that's fine. But the reality is, women get to a certain age and they start looking at these other attributes, but that's not genuine desire.
Right.
And so what happens is when she marries that guy, where was that genuine desire in the 20s? It's still for those guys. And by the way, coming back to this, where did she go back to for that genuine desire?
No, but sexual desire isn't what is going to keep you in a relationship.
But it'll make you cheat. But it'll make you cheat, and that's
my
point.
But it doesn't mean that you don't sexually desire the partner that you've because
it sure doesn't.
You
but
can luck out and find somebody who is all of the things that you.
You're 100% correct.
Yeah.
But so
the chances of it are very slim, though.
I got a friend. He's worth about $120 million. He's 42 and he's single. He's a great guy. I'm real tight with this guy. But he's single. He's 42 and he flies all the time around the world. He tells me, he's like, I'm bringing this girl on a trip with me. I'm bringing that girl on a trip with me. That's what these guys do when they're 100 million. Before they're 40, they just fly around the world and take girls with them in different places, right?
Sure,
makes sense. And he's like, I'm taking this chick, but she's married. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, we used to hook up 6-7 years ago, and then she got married, but you know how it goes. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, she's married some guy. He's a construction guy. He's a nice guy, but he can't take her to Dubai for a week, and I can. So she just says she's got a work trip, and she just goes and meets with me.
So she just tells her husband she has a work trip and goes and meets with me. Guys, is there any wonder why I tell you guys in the 49 laws of Sharpe, on all and every one of the womanese, when women travel, they cheat, guys. This is why I tell you, do not commit to women who travel alone. Don't commit to women who travel for work, guys. It is a built-in excuse to cheat. Where were you last week? I was in Chicago for this meeting. No, you weren't. You were in Dubai getting butt-fucked by the guy who butt-fucks you. This guy is telling you right now. Dude, these women are married. This is incredible.
And I'm like, dude, is that normal? He's like, yeah, every chick I hooked up with in my 30s that got married is now lighting me up on Insta, like, hey, what you doing? Haven't thought about you for a while.
There it is.
And I'm like, so what does that teach you, sir, about the dating marketplace? He goes, he's 42 now. He goes, I would never marry a woman in her 30s. Why? Because I know that she's not marrying me for the genuine desire. At this point, she just wants to settle down. Now that might be an extreme argument to look at it, and I understand that group statistics don't apply to an individual, but that's a scary thing to think about. And so I'm like, so who are you going to marry? You're 42. He's like, I think if I get married, it'll be a girl 22, 23.
Yep.
It's a big age gap, but he's got 120 mil. He's got the life. He's got women available to him at that option. He doesn't have to deal with the history. That's his biggest fear, is dealing with the history.
I will agree, actually. So I met my partner at work and it literally seriously lucked out. But before that, when I was looking on Tinder, you've got divorcees, you've got dads. I don't want to be with someone.
Oh, wow. This woman just keeps telling on herself. So she met her fiance at work, but before she was on Tinder.
It's got kids already that aren't, that you've got slim pickings at 35, 34. So in that case, I can see that a lot of women would probably settle. Or
no, I mean, yeah, but you can also see why from a guy's point of view it's risky with a girl that's older because it's more baggage that he has to deal with. More guys that he really has to compete with. Rollo Tomasi has a phrase. It's not the number, but it's the number of alphas or I'm butchering this. Please don't rush me down. But it's basically the number of high value guys that she's been with. Because if she's been with Drake, I don't know, the CEO of Budweiser, how is Tom, Dick, or Harry going to compete with that?
Yeah, right.
She's always going to feel like she's settled, and nobody wants to feel like they settled in a relationship. No. But men can live with it. Women can't. I think anyway. Do you think that's true?
Well, one thing that I really.
Oh, dude, yeah, dude, men can live with settling. You want to know why we as men can live with settling? You want to know why we? You want to know why we can deal? You want to know why we can deal with settling in a relationship? Because we know we can go and get other girls, right? And settling for a man is way different than settling with a woman. Settling for a woman. Wow.
I'm very passionate about in our business. We're in the suit selling business. But
yeah, dude, Dre Raven says, and he's 100% right. After I hit 40, I kept getting, hey, you blast from my... Dude, I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to tell you. Happens all the time.
Really, we recruit and hire young men, and my pitch is very simple. I hire young men and teach them how to make $1 million a year. That's what I do in my business, right? Our company, offices in 27 countries across the world.
Wow.
Most of the guys that work with us are in their early to mid-20s when they start. We teach them how to build value. And I tell the guys this. I'm like, don't get married in your 20s. I go, what? I'm like, you're going to be working 80 hours a week with us. Just commit to that. Work 80 hours a week.
Thank you.
And when you're not working, go to the gym. Why? Because by the time you get to 27, 28, 30, you're going to have a lot of money and a lot of muscles. And then you can live the life that you want. Mm-hmm. And that's what I teach. So it's the sort of what...
See, this is what Destiny... And Destiny is trying to shame what he likes to call hustle culture. Never stop hustling. Stay on your purpose. He thinks that's somehow Neanderthalish, right? No, when you're in your 20s, you have the energy to work 70, 80, 100 hours a week and then go to the gym and work out. Do not get married in your 20s, gents. Don't get married. And for the love of all things holy, do not knock a bitch up. Do not knock a bitch up, man. Don't do it. Use condoms every time. And even pull out yes with the condom on. What this man is talking about is straight facts. Manny Fresh, with a $10 super chat, says, basically, she's describing how she breaks rules for guys she's aroused by. Right. That's it. If he smokes or does drugs, okay, I'm not really into that, but he's hot, he has a six-pack, and he's over 6 feet tall.
This conversation culminates to is like, yeah, we can talk about what's a high-value woman, but the deeper question is, how does a man get a high-value woman? Because there is such a thing as a high-value. So how do you get that? So I want to ask you girls, what do you think? How does a man get a high-value? If you think you're a high-value woman, how does a man get you? And don't say lazy and funny.
I think definitely every man should go to the gym because that's the first thing a woman looks at. You don't even have to be particularly good looking, but if you're fit and you look like you can protect someone, you've got presence in a room, then that works straight away. And then if you have to be more than that. So if you're funny, it helps. If you've got charisma, if you've got a good job, if you've got drive. And then I think the soft, nice stuff actually probably comes last, or the cuddly. I think women can live without that. I think you need it a bit, but I think when men start with that, and then, you go out with the nice guy and he gets you flowers, but he's not strong and he's not driven and it kind of makes you feel a bit sickly.
Nah, A man, dude, strong men don't buy women flowers anymore. Or strong men don't buy women they're dating flowers anymore. Right? Like, that's just, that's not the way it's supposed to be, but that's the way it is.
They get you the flowers and they're nice to you all the time. It's kind of too much.
Yeah.
Honestly. But that's why nice guys don't get the girl. It's because
because they have nothing else to compete on. Because it's the easiest thing to project, but it doesn't require sacrifice.
But it's not that, because I was thinking earlier that those guys just went to the gym and got a bit more presence, that's easier than trying to get those guys to be nice and lovely and and
now she's talking out of her ass. Now she's talking out of her ass. Like, dude, she's not. No. It takes a lot more than just going to the gym and wanting to, or whatever it is she said. Like, you really, really do. Like, you really do have to have game. You got to understand how to handle women.
Potentially commit. So, we always go for those guys hoping that they're going to choose us, when actually they can choose from so many women and they don't care and they don't have any rush to settle down. Why are they going to do that for us? As opposed to...
She seems very experienced in this subject matter.
So the nicer guys, if you get a guy in the middle that's kind of like a 5 across the board, he can kind of like boost up a bit, and that's good.
Yeah, but a man who's an A+ at one thing will fuck hotter women than a man who's a B- at everything. And ain't nobody trying to be a B- at everything. I'm sorry. That's just how it goes. All right. Fantastic show tonight, guys. Fantastic show tonight. I appreciate you guys very, very much. Listen, man, 3 o'clock, Monday through Friday. 3 o'clock, Monday through Friday. Pardon me. 3 o'clock, Monday through Friday. That's when we have our daily dating show breakdowns. I'm going to start up Red Pill Theater again. And the movie that I'm going to break down is He's Just Not That Into You. He's just not that into you. The reason I'm going to break this down is because, well, it's kind of me and Devin's story. Sorta. The only difference is Devin isn't fat and never will be. Or she's fucking gone. Ay. That is going to do it for this. The 962nd edition of TSR Live. My thanks to my super chatters, my members, my patrons, everybody on Locals. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.